Welcome to the newest episode of Beyond the Fame with Jason Fraley. I'm your host, Jason Fraley, picking the brains of the top filmmakers, musicians, and artists of our time. The DC Comics superhero movie The Flash opens in movie theaters nationwide today, co-starring Sasha Calle as the first Latina to play Superman's cousin Supergirl. She joined me to discuss how the film's time travel plot allows audiences to reconnect with classic characters like Michael Keaton's Batman and Michael Shannon's General Zod. Hey, Sasha. Hey, thanks so much for joining us on WTOP in Washington, D.C.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. We have superhero fans, especially the DC Comics variety, are so excited for The Flash. It's going to open in movie theaters finally at long last on Friday. So we should tell everyone, of course, that you are playing Supergirl. The diehards know who it is from the comics, but maybe for, let's say, a casual movie fan, tell them who Supergirl is in relation to maybe Superman.
Yeah, Supergirl, Kara Zor-El is Superman, who is Kal-El's cousin, and they are from Krypton, and they are both sent, when Krypton dies, they are both sent to Earth to find a new home.
Yeah, sort of a outcast refugee.
Hopefully that's a good
a refugee from Krypton. Does she have similar superpowers as Superman, or let's say, and on the flip side, is kryptonite still her kryptonite?
Yeah, they're the same. They have the same powers in terms of what they can and cannot do. I mean, depending on the multiverse and the universe, they maybe one has more experience than the other being on Earth and controlling their powers in the yellow sun, as opposed to the red sun where they don't have powers. This is
I love it.
It's definitely a nerd's conversation.
That's what I figured we would be having. How about the costumes? Because people remember the Supergirl's outfit from the comics or maybe other stuff. But like in this, in the movie version here, we're about to see this weekend. Like, describe sort of the look.
Yeah, the new costume that everyone has, the beautiful creators of this team have made for this iteration of Supergirl, is very beautiful and very, I would, it's mobile, it works, it protects her, it allows her to move and function as a superhero. I also think it's so beautifully designed, and it is a different, more per se, you could say, androgynous version of the costume.
Great. And we should also tell everyone that another cool, historic moment of you playing the character is you're making history as the first Latina to play Supergirl, I believe. So how proud are you of getting to hold that title now?
Yeah, I'm really proud. There were a lot of Latina women and Latinx, Latina, wonderful people who came before me who were paving the way for me, and I'm just a little step in the right direction for us to tell stories that are nuanced and really beautiful on big screens around the world. So I am very proud and honored.
And remind us, and you're of Colombian descent, but you grew up in the Boston area, you before this you starred in the CBS soap opera Young and the Restless, daytime Emmy nomination. So what's it like going from the soap opera world to comic book movies? It's a different sort of soap opera.
Yeah, well, I was born in Boston. Yes, my mom is from Medellin, Colombia. But we moved around a little bit. I lived in Colombia for a little bit as well. But yeah, the soap opera was a really big blessing for me. I was very broke before the soap, and I had really big dreams. And the soap saw something in me and believed in me and gave me an opportunity to work. And for that, I am very grateful. And with Supergirl, I really do think that she was always written in the stars for me. And I'm really blessed and grateful to have been a part of her and this project.
That's a catchy book title one day. Broke Before the Soap. That just sounds catchy. Good job. Tell us about the basic storyline of this one, because, we've seen Ezra Miller's The Flash character in Batman vs. Superman and Suicide Squad and Justice League. There's been little appearances here and there as like a supporting character, but this is like the first, standalone for at least for this version of The Flash. So what's sort of the storyline? There's a bit of time travel, right?
Yeah, Barry Allen's mother is, I think I can say this, I'm pretty sure, but Barry Allen basically goes back in time. He plays with time to try to save his mother. And we kind of learn our lesson as what happens when you mess with time and um, fate. So it's a really really cool movie, and because of his time travel, he kind of breaks the universe, and there's this whole multiverse storyline, and a lot of characters mesh together. And as the movie title says, worlds collide. A lot of worlds start colliding. So it's very nostalgic and fun, and there are new things, there are old things, and it's a really fun experience, I think, for everyone to see, but also the fans.
Yeah, multiverses are all the rage these days, and just similar to Spider-Man, Tom Holland, getting to share the screen with Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, and all, bringing generations of fans together recently. We get a similar thing here with the much anticipated return of Michael Keaton as Batman. We haven't seen him since the Tim Burton days in the late '80s, early '90s. How exciting! I mean, that's a huge selling point for us fans to come watch it. But what was Keaton like, on set? Did you get to interact with him at all? I mean, he's a legend as I'm Batman.
A total legend. I mean, I keep watching this movie, and it's so cool to see Michael Keaton back. It's also just a very fun experience for people to watch, to go back and watch the Tim Burton movies, maybe before or after they watch The Flash, because there's a lot of beautiful things that have been added to this film. You get to see his car, the Batmobile. You get to see a really large version of his Batcave. So it's very iconic and a really nostalgic and beautiful experience.
Oh yeah, Keaton's Batman will always be my Batman. Just it depends what era you grew up in. I mean, The Dark Knight was amazing too, but yeah,
Totally.
it's awesome. Other people will say Adam West. It all depends where you grew up. And then also the time travel stuff allows a villainous return too. Michael Shannon, an amazing two-time Oscar nominee on his own, but returns as General Zod after the Zack Snyder Man of Steel. Exactly what, like 10 years ago. Why is Michael Shannon such just like quirky, delicious actor, especially in a villain role? I mean, he's one of the best we got, I think.
Yeah, he's a beautiful actor. I was very blessed to work with him, and he was always so gracious. When the camera was on me and he was off camera, he always gave me 100,000%. And I'm very fortunate for that. Very grateful for that experience with him.
Absolutely. And director Andy Muschietti, he scared the crap out of us in his remake of Stephen King's It. But why do you think, transitioning from maybe like a Zack Snyder Man of Steel kind of a vibe, what do you think Andy brings to it from a visual perspective? Like when we sit down to watch it, like what sort of the style should we expect?
Yeah, Andy's a genius, man. He's such an artist. He's also a fan, just like us. He brings everything. This movie has so much heart, and you can tell that Andy just really loves this film, and that everyone on this film really loves it. And he brings the darkness. He really Each character really shines on their own. And again, I think the best way to describe it is that Andy really brings the heart and drive to this film, and we all follow. And it's a really beautiful collaboration.
Absolutely. Well, I know we're short on time, but I guess sort of final seconds would be remiss. We've talked about Michael Keaton and Michael Shannon and everybody and yourself, but we got to mention Ezra Miller. What's it been like, watching him act on set? And, I know there's been like a lot of off-screen legal mental health stuff and tabloid stuff after the filming wrapped. So in between sort of the promotion of this thing. So you don't have to get into all that if you don't want, but just in terms of like, on screen, as why is Ezra Miller, a good Flash?
Well, the Barry Allen story is really incredible. You get to experience two of them as well, and the nuances of that character is really fun. I think the Flash is just such a really cool character, and this movie really shows us a deeper, uh, a deeper insight to the Flash.
Awesome. And all the how do you guys block out all that outside noise of tabloid and legal stuff? And I mean, I don't know. We're all people. We're all humans with flaws. But how have you just been trying to steer back interviews and the press to focus on the movie as a movie, because people have been looking forward to a Flash movie for years. So how do you sort of balance that?
Well, I love Supergirl so deeply, and I love this film, and I there were thousands of people that worked on this film with so much heart and love, and that's the hope is to release it and to have people connect with it and love it as much as we do.
Awesome. Well, you're a real pro. You can tell you've done this before. Thanks for a really fun interview, and congrats on Supergirl. It's a big deal.
Thank you so much.
Check out The Flash in theaters this weekend. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
Thanks so much for joining us on Beyond the Fame with Jason Fraley. Remember to hit the subscribe button and give us a 5-star rating if you like what you hear. We'll see you next time.